This percent of change video specifically addresses tax and tip. So when an increase or a decrease is expressed as a percent, that percent is called a percent of change. And that's what was discussed in the previous video. If the new number is greater than the original name, then it's called a percent of increase. Sorry, pardon my handwriting. The increase in the price is called the markup. Tips and tax is an example of this type of increase. However, there are other types of markups, like what a retailer does whenever they purchase a pair of shoes and then they turn around and sell it to the public. They typically do a markup so that they can make a profit. The amount the customer pays for an item is called the selling price. So we treat these types as percent of the change exactly like we did yesterday. It's really just about the vocabulary. So to find the percent of the change, we have an original price and we have a new price. This one is an increase. It's a markup. So first we have to figure out how much did it increase. So this is a difference of 8. And just like yesterday, it always goes over the original amount. And we want to know what percent that is out of 100. I'm going to use a calculator to speed this up, but remember, you are cross multiplying to come up with your multiplication equation, and you're dividing to solve it. So 800 divided by 53 is 15.09 dot 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 dot. We're going to round to the nearest percent, which means this is going to stay as 15%. Our next example is to find the selling price. So it says the store purchases a t-shirt for 20 and they're going to mark it up for 75%. We want to know how much the consumer will pay. Well, the original price is 20. I don't know what amount represents the markup. That's what I'm looking for. But I do know that that markup is 75% out of 100. So this is going to be 100x, and that's going to be 1,500. Which is going to give me 15. So my markup is $15. Of course, you can do this the other ways. You know that 75% is 3/4. So what is 3/4 of this price? Again, you can multiply by 0.75. You can multiply the number by 3/4. You can think about it with the strip models like we did. There's lots and lots of different ways. But this is the proportional way. So if it was originally 20 and we added $15 to that price, then the customer is going to end up paying $35. To find the sales tax or tip, it's really the same thing. We have a console that's $230. Sales tax is 8% of that amount. Percents are always over 100, so I need to know what that amount of tax is. So 230 times 8 is 1840. Divided by 100 is 18.4. So the amount of tax is 18.4. But I wanted to know how much he's going to pay. He has to pay the 230. He also has to pay the 40 cents, the 1840 for tax. So when I add that amount together, his total selling price, the total amount he has to pay the store, is $248.40. Kate goes to dinner with her friends. Her portion of the bill is $22.75. She's going to leave a 20% tip and an 8% sales tax. Whenever you're tipping and paying tax, that is both a portion of the original amount. So I'm looking for what out of the original is 20%, but I'm also looking for what out of the original is 8%. So when I do this, I'm going to have 20 times 22.75 divided by 100. My 20% is $4.55. That's my tip. My 8% is $1.82. And that's my tax. So how do I find my total cost of dinner? I take $22.75, my tip, and my tax, and I add it all together. Now, since we end up adding it all at the end, if you'd wanted to, because these are both calculated on the original amount, you could have combined the 20 and the 8 and just found 28% of this original amount. However, I did it separately because I was looking for both of those amounts separately. If I had just been asking for the total cost of the dinner, then you could have just found 28%. All right, so there's one more video that will be coming in just a minute or two, and that one specifically covers discounts, so stay tuned.